and then kind of loosen it. No, Shane, you're good. You can actually get there. But these guys can't. So you feel the difference, eh?
Yeah,
As opposed to going here and all the way up, I think you're going to pull something. So just focus on keeping your opposite hip down into the ground. Is that cage open for or did you lock it?
It can be open.
I was just going to see if we could grab a couple extra.
I don't think there's any more of these.
Are there some more downstairs?
There's some more downstairs, yeah.
Matt, you want to run downstairs and grab
Four?
four?
Yeah.
You over there?
Yeah.
Just like in the right side.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, thanks.
I'm lazy. I'm just trying to hook it.
Okay, so obviously there's different thicknesses of bands. JC, you're probably going to snap the crap out of that thing. Maybe we'll find you a thicker one. Can JC and Michael switch? Can you guys switch bands? I think he's going to pop that.
This guy's legs weigh as much as you.
There we go.
That's a heavy leg, man. I like those.
Yeah, so try what? Okay, so JC from there, now try and straighten your knee. Just a little, and then bend it again.
Relax your head.
And then do that 3 or 4 times. Perfect. That's fun.
That's the clock.
Message during games when there's like a pause and then you get to stop.
So down here, while you're there, do you
Bring some attention, you know.
Not full, not a full event, just like 20 degrees. Yeah, not even.
Because it thinks it's at the hour.
There.
Even though it's off by like an hour and 20 minutes.
Pull it into it just like that.
I've never been under when it's gone off.
Never heard it gone.
It does it every 3 hours.
Yeah, for sure been here.
You never heard that go off?
I've never heard it.
Do you ever come to like the
Yeah,
workouts?
I do. I've heard it come off. Like I'm seeing it go fast. I've never heard it go off.
Yeah. Either your workouts are never more than an hour or you just.
Sorry, I guess I'm not here.
Corey used to sing along to them during our warm-up. He used to soothe us in the morning.
So try to do a little
Sounds like a
bit,
lullaby a little bit.
Yeah.
and then extend it again. Yeah.
Especially we were doing that clock.
Everybody feel that? Yeah.
There you go, try and straighten the leg. Hamstring those hip on the ground. See how you're rolling over? So push that butt cheek down.
Is there any benefit in going the other way? Like going
Yeah,
that
that's
way?
actually going to be part of our glute one. You can now.
Go this way?
Why don't you try that since we have the bands out? If you take your leg across your body, and like show
Is it okay if you roll over?
on the ground a little, but I want you to try and keep your hip more or less on the ground. If you roll completely over, you're going to lose the glute stretch. Okay.
Oh yeah.
There it is. So this straight. And don't tip. Okay, so you can pull this leg a little higher. Sorry.
I'm just gonna put this around my head.
You can do a knee straightening, a knee extension while you're here. Try and straighten that knee for me. Okay? It's killing him, I know, I'm sorry.
Oh yeah.
Okay, and see how his foot is kind of inverted a little? That stretches this whole side as well. And your glute, it's a multi. Okay? So try not to roll, I know you have to roll a little because there's body parts in the way, but try not to roll fully over onto your side or you're not going to get the stretch on your upper leg.
Oh my god. Sorry. I think I'm gonna know I need to do that.
I know, I was doing
That's
this on the
actually the
weekend, and I was
best.
like, oh my gosh, that hurts. I'm going to make him do that one.
That's actually the best
It's a good one.
stretch
Try
I've
and
felt.
pick that up. So while you're there, do a little knee, slight knee bend to extension while you're doing the glute crossover.
Is the knee bends like us pushing into
Yeah,
the part?
pushing into the band, yeah. Is that a better way? I don't know how to describe that. And depending on how loose or how tight you hold the band, you'll get more of a stretch.
Right.
Oh my god. I can jump.
You couldn't before, but you can now.
Yeah. A little bit of stretchiness.
Okay, so that was a good little segue into glutes, so we'll just carry on with glutes rolls.
Yeah.
Where do you buy these?
Around here.
Like just the
like
thick
that.
ones that
Fitness
I
Depot, I think Walmart has these.
Victoria?
Yeah. I've seen that Walmart.
At Walmart, yeah?
Yeah.
Are they as, like, you would need a real solid one, JC, though, right? Like, you need a thick one. Yeah. Fitness, I mean, we could probably place an order in, like,
Fitness Depot, yeah, we should check it
we
out.
know how many people are interested.
I'm interested.
Think about that.
Yep.
Yeah?
I think that's a good
Okay,
idea.
why don't we look into that for you guys and we'll see how much they cost and see if you want to buy them.
Perfect.
That would probably be a money upfront situation though.
Bands or
Yeah, okay.
Before you guys are down.
Makes her dance.
Okay. Okay, so we've moved on to glutes now. Thanks, Shannon. Let's back off a little bit. We're going to do a piriformis. So piriformis is a knee hip rotator underneath your glutes. We're going to do a figure 4 on the foam roller.
I love
Figure
it.
4. So everybody, you know figure 4 stretch? You know this thing?
That one. It's a figure 4 leg block.
Figure 4 leg lock is a good word. We're going to start on the foam roller. Okay? So this is kind of the basic piriformis stretch, I'd say. You guys might feel a little discomfort, but I doubt you'll feel anything.
Yeah,
Softball for it.
If you don't feel anything with this, go right to the softball. Or the lacrosse ball. The lacrosse ball is good because it's going to fit right in the hole in the pelvis where your piriformis comes out of. The softball is a little bit bigger than that area. If you're feeling it on the foam roller, awesome.
I didn't even know I was sore there.
So you're leaning towards the side where your knee's up. You know that, right? Come my way down.
That way.
You want to stretch the side where your knee is up. So if you're on the foam roller, you want to give it a
Okay.
knees.
I got
Yeah,
you.
there it is. Same thing on softball. While you're there, can you do? Can you do just a knee? You feel a difference? Who's on softball? Shan's on softball. If you move your knee into like hip international rotation, do you feel a difference where it is? A little bit, yeah.
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit. So that's kind of the modified ART version of it. You might not feel anything with this one. You might be better off just finding that spot and kind of sinking your body over top of it to release that trigger point. Roll side to side over it. Okay, switch to the other leg. If you're on the if you're on the foam roller, switch to a softball. Eric, you might be better on the actual mat instead of turf. The harder a surface you're on, the better your stretch is going to be for these things. Didn't know you were sore there either, did you? Back your leg up a little bit, your left leg. So see what Corey did? He went from almost a straight leg and then started bending his lower or his left knee. Puts him in a little bit more external rotation on his other hip, internal rotation. So you may need to back off a little bit on your resting leg. The more you bend that knee, the more you're going to push your stretching leg into position.
It hurts so
Or
much.
you might fall down.
It hurts so much. Well, I wanted to move on to this and do more.
You're so
hurts too
Not
much.
there yet.
You're such a
You don't have to keep up with every guy. We're working at our own pace here today, guys.
Well, I thought I could do that.
Well, no, I want you to try it. So that takes us to the lacrosse ball. Okay, the next one is the pigeon. How many of you have done yoga? A couple people have done yoga. So the actual pigeon pose in yoga is one of these kind of crisscross things to stretch. I don't think many of you will get too far. So to start, we're going to do a pigeon on a table. Sorry, I don't know if you can do this. No, that's okay. Oh, okay. So let's put this in the...
Your shin should be like kind of parallel
Yep.
to.
And then eventually you want to be able to get your upper body flat. That would be the end. That's the end range pigeon. But I don't want you to start into that. We can do it on a table.
Have your leg like. Yeah.
But guys, we're all skipping steps. You can all try it on something this height first, unless you can get there. If you can get there, awesome. But this would be my introduction for all of you, would be the standing pigeon. So the more you kick out your back leg, and the more you tip forward, the more you feel stretch. Okay? But like Shan, you can probably do the one on the ground and feel stretch fine. This is probably beyond. Okay, so you don't all have to get into on the ground right away. Just a couple of alternatives for you. And you should be feeling it deep in the bent knees, glute.
Get in there, just see. Wow, great.
Do you feel that, Liz?
Oh yeah.
So to make that more, just bring your shin outward a little bit. Your front shin, so like you were. And then it's hard to do when this one, this can come out like kick it, and then this can go flat. Okay, so that's your progression, but only if it's comfortable. So the end, like I said, the end range is your chest kind of flat on the leg. That's your end range. Okay. I missed it, sorry. It's the old opposite leg.
Long weekend continues.
Move on, relax.
We're not there yet. You skipped a few more steps. I think we did this one. Flexion contractor also as part of our hamstring. Okay, so we're done with glutes. So back to spine.
Ivan, you go downstairs and ask whoever's working for the peanut.
What?
The peanut. They'll know what you're talking about.
I think so.
If they don't know what they're talking about, we're firing them today.
Yeah. They don't all know.
If I have to fire them.
Tell them to walk along right now.
So this one, like the downward, you just do like, you just want to back straight. Yeah, then you can have one line up against that. So let's start with that then. Cool. Okay, so we're gonna do a lat stretch, a kneeling lat stretch. Yeah. One way to do this is to hold on to a dowel in your hand while you're doing it, but you don't need to have a dowel, you just need a bench in your body.
No.
Okay. So you're trying to feel a stretch through lats, through T-spine. With the dowel, Corey's hands would be more, Corey's hands don't bend that way. Ben does. We're not doing the dowel. Okay? So your partner, Corey, can you push down? So your partner can kind of push just gently on your shoulders, your scapula. Get a little bit more T-spine extension. But this is going to stretch your lats on your own. Okay? Easy? Ish? So there's tons of benches that should be about the right height. You can use this if you want. You can use the other tables. I guess you can get 4 right on there. Do you see that box? Or you can inside the group ball over there. So you kind of want to sink back. Yeah. So a partner would gently push down. Yeah.
For this one, you guys can also try the contract relax thing as well. So drive the elbows into the into the bench or whatever you guys are raised up on, and then relax after the 5-second hold, and you should be able to sink deeper into it.
Like through there and through there. And if you wanted to do both the dollars, you can put the charge.
Contracting. Through there. Huh?
So feel here in the waist.
Feel my shoulder.
Feel all through here.
Okay, go another way.
When I was here, like, when I'm like there, it doesn't hurt as bad. When
Do all this every day?
my hand.
Huh?
I'm supposed to do all this every day?
Yeah, it's gonna be one of those things where you do the areas that you don't need the most.
Okay.
Because if there's some that you're like, oh, I didn't really feel that much,
Yeah.
you probably don't need.
And then you can push straight. Yeah.
Biceps?
Okay.
Triceps get more cut. Usually the biceps are right. You can go.
How the hell are you supposed to roll your bicep? Like, man, like,
Joke, got it.
honestly?
Okay, so with the peanuts,
Alright guys, pay attention. Moving on.
so with the spine.
Okay.
What do we have inside?
That's it.
So there's a couple of peanuts kicking around. There's one in the pack, or 2 here in the pack. I've got one in the clinic. You can build one. Lacrosse balls are pretty cheap. At either Crappy Tire or National, you get a pack of 2 for like $5 or something. It might be worth you each buying a couple, and you can make your own peanut and then have an extra lacrosse ball. Keep it in your gym bag, your travel bag, whatever, just so you build a collection of these things. So Corey right now has the peanut on his upper T-spine. It's on either side, so the ball, the gap between the 2 is right over his T-spine, the actual bones. So the balls are on the muscle of his back, the erectors. Okay? So Corey's going to have his arms straight up overhead, and he's going to just gently lift up off the peanut and back down again. times 3. And then you're gonna have to physically either roll yourself back or move the peanut down. And we're gonna work our way down the T-spine. Okay? So you work your way up down the back. Or can you show the either the crossball or the peanut for your rhomboid? The rhomboids when you do a seated row, the rhomboids are what pull your scapula
Sit
together.
back muscles.
Okay? So with the crossball,
I know that they're there.
no. I think these are all best done with a very
They're
specific.
like physically in my back.
You can kind of roll yourself along the length of a foam roller, but I really don't think it's going to get what you need as well as you need. So the crossball on your rhomboid, you can just lay down. That's enough. You can do an arm overhead. Or if you bring that arm across your chest, does that get? And then bring it back into cross extension? And then bring it back into cross flexion? So I was thinking of this more for rhomboids.
Rhomboids and tomboids.
Okay, and then what Corey was doing with your arm overhead, if you move the ball kind of laterally a little bit into lats, and then an arm overhead, you've got yourself a lat release. So everybody grab a lacrosse ball. You can do it standing on the wall. The difference between standing and laying down though is while you're laying down, your body weight is over top of the lacrosse ball and giving you a little bit more pressure. Standing against the wall is great if you want to roll it out. It's way easier in terms of you being able to move your body against the wall. But to do the arm ranges of motion, I think you need the weight of your body over top.
It's a lot easier to relax on the floor.
Absolutely. Okay, so rhomboid, you want it to be your scapula. Sits like T2 to T7.
Find it?
Rhomboids run along the side of your scapula between T2 and T7. You gotta look. I'll show you right there. So top of your scapula, bottom of your scapula, rhomboids.
Okay, so that's what I was doing.
Yep. Everybody else good with rhomboids? So rhomboids, you're going to do arm cross flexion, so across your body is the cross extension. And lats, you're going to do an arm at your side to over your head. Yeah. So you want, that's not right on your spine, that should be a little bit over to get more lats. Yeah.
I start doing things on my left side. My right side feels glorious right now.
You gotta even it up.
Oh, yeah. Okay, we were going to questions.
So why don't we jump in, whoever comes, jumps in and does this, and then we'll do the upper. And then, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Guys, we're gonna go over an hour, is that okay? Because we haven't even done the other half of the body yet. So you guys, if you wanna jump in once we switch, we're almost halfway there. If you guys wanna jump into the second half, okay? So just give me a few more minutes and then the newcomers can all start at that second. Like by 1:30 we should be moving on to that. Okay?
When did the first class end?
Yes.
1:30.
Sorry, 1:30, that clock's wrong.
An hour behind.
1:30 to 2:30 was our first one and you were up for 2:30. That clock's just an hour. You guys all feel that? Where you should feel that? Yeah, good one, yeah. Yeah, okay.
Good.
Okay, so triceps we can't really. Well, we had another dip station, right? Okay, this is just a demonstration, more so than what we actually want you to do. Pretend we're downstairs and we're at the dip station. Because this is going to end badly for all of us.
Oh, boy.
So if these are, okay, so just have the stick resting on, or the foam roller resting along like the two arm handles of the dip station, and you can roll your triceps along the length. Can you show a little more medial inside? Yeah, someone was asking about that. Okay, kind of getting more like medial triceps, a little bit of inner biceps. Alright, because you don't have two hands available to roll your own tricep. So if you can hook a roller up to something, you're able to to find any trigger points and work on it. I guess alternatively you could do this against the wall. Might be a little awkward, but
Yeah.
okay.
Cool.
Hold on, that didn't work. This is actually working. Cool. Let's just keep going. Okay, you guys wanna?
Are there more foam rollers over there?
No, I got them. Never mind. Time out, guys. Okay, we're gonna carry on. See how much we can get through. We're gonna. No, you don't. Power through here. Let's go. Quads. We're gonna. Everybody's foam rolled their quads. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to show you a quick variation. Okay, let's just skip the foam rollers and show you the softball. So instead of just rolling along the foam roller on your quads, you can either try this on a foam roller or try it on a softball, but we're going to do the ART, so we're going to do knee bends on either the foam roller or the softball. I'll let you pick. If the at the foam roller you don't feel it, then the softball's for you. If you've never done it before, you probably want to start with it. So what you're going to do is start at either the top or the bottom of the leg, doesn't matter, of the quad, sorry, specifically. Have the ball or the foam roller on your leg. And you're going to bend your knee times 3. This is the same concept as the blue ball. This is hamstring, except now you're flipped over on your stomach. And you're going to work 3 different bands of your quads. Your quad's actually 4, but we're just going to go kind of a lateral, a middle, and a medial. And you're going to bend your knee along each one. You guys want to warm up first? We're a little behind. Did you run here? Did you run here?
No, I just came from.
Okay, you guys want to, you guys are warm, but Denny's and Conway, if you want to start kind of warming up, we're just a little behind you guys. Okay, do the red light, the run around. Cool. Play tag. Okay, Shannon's got the right idea with kind of the lateral squat there. Tip yourself off to one side. And you're working your way up and down the length of the muscle. So knee bends times 3.
Yo. Put that to count for more.
There's no spelling contest.
You probably beat me in spelling.
Probably not.
I know, pretty bad. That's the OP.
I've never heard of interesting stuff.
What?
Okay, I'm going to kind of jump around on this sheet here. While we have the softball out, let's do IT band. So either on the foam roller, this is going to hurt with the softball, so if you want to do this to start with the foam roller, that's fine. If you want to jump to the softball, awesome. But you're going to lay on your side. Your top leg is going to be bent in front so that you've got stable balance. You're going to roll the length of your IT band, so hip to knee. Right off the bat, that might be a lot. If that's not enough, then you pause at the top, do a knee bend times 3, or the bottom, wherever you started, and work your way up or down the length of that tendon. With the softball, it's hard to hit different areas. You're going to be very specific with the softball, but with the foam roller, you can kind of roll yourself a little bit towards the front to get the fascia between the IT band and the quad, and you can tip a little backwards to get the IT band and hamstring. But either way, I want you to bend your knee times 3 at each spot. Okay, so I don't want you to just roll right along the IT band. I want you to try and get that connective tissue where it actually meets your quad and hamstring. You guys do both sides, obviously. I'm just going to do all the softball across body. So let's do hip flexor and then psoas. And then we'll do the bands.
Hip flexor.
Flexor rectum with the slight hip extension, so maybe 3 inches off the ground. And then the psoas is just a single. Okay, so everybody roll both sides of your IT band, and then we'll show you a couple more. For anybody that has jumpers knees, for example, on your team, this is a good stretch for that. Usually what happens is your quad gets tight, which causes your IT band to get tight, which causes lateral knee pain / patellar tendon pain. That's usually the first thing I start with is rolling your IT band if you've got that anterior knee pain. Okay, so the next one, let's take a lacrosse ball for this one and do a hip flexor release. So hip flexor, top of rec bend. If you find the front of your pelvis, the bone that's kind of right at the front, your thumb should drop off of that and do a little divot almost. The divot is where the ball is going to go. That's where rec bend originates, kind of inside a little bit. So the ball is going to recover that area of the origin. And Corey, straighten your other leg out and like flat on the top. So Corey's got that ball right under the divot of the front bone of his pelvis, and he's going to do a straight leg hip extension, no further than that, Corey. Times 3 or 4. Okay, so this is another version of ART on your hip flexor. And then you can move the ball down a thumb width. So say we started right at the top where that hole in your pelvis is, you're going to move down one.
You should be able to feel that bone, right?
Yeah, so just drop your thumb right off the bone, and like right below the bone, down towards toes, and that's where the ball's not going to go right on the bone, there's nothing there. So you want to drop inward, downward, and have the ball sit in that spot, and then a straight leg hip extension, just maybe 3 inches off the ground, not even as far, JC, just a little, yeah, good, perfect. Shannon, not as far. There you go. Oh, I see, so you can clear more? Yeah, if you want to, so you can get a little more, like, okay, so leg extensions, they're good, both sides. So there's not a lot of room to move that ball, it's a fairly small area, so I would say 2 or 3 sets maybe, right? You're going to go like kind of middle, you can go one to the medial side, one to the lateral side. Maybe you can go one ball width or whatever further down, but it's not a huge area. The next one is psoas. So we need a softball for psoas. Everybody grab your softball. Psoas is your really deep hip flexor. So find your belly button and find that hip bone again. Split that area, that diagonal line, into thirds. And the middle third is where your psoas is. So finger, a finger. I'll do that one. I'm going to use 4 fingers. Middle finger on belly button, middle finger on pelvis. Index fingers kind of split the difference. And that middle third is where your psoas sits, but very, very deep. It comes off your L spine, so it's below all your organs and your abs. It's not something you can stretch to take one end to the other and stretch it apart. So we lay on the softball, and you make that noise, like and you know you're on it. So Shan, upper body flat on the ground. You want to just completely flat on top of that ball. And you should feel it's a very uncomfortable ache. Okay? Almost to the point of you want to throw up, but not quite. Then you're on the right spot. You don't have to move if you don't want. You can just lay. You can move if you want, but it's mostly just a lay flat and let gravity kind of do its thing. So the more relaxed, this is the easiest stretch in the world because you don't actually have to do anything, but it probably hurts almost as bad as an IT band roll.
Oh boy.
Okay? Yeah. Remember when we did this with what's his name?
Lidstone?
Lidstone, and we were like,
Well,
we were dying in that room, all of us. Just KO'd. Okay, so this would be, I would say, a 2-minute, completely relaxed release.
Relax completely.
Well, I mean, in terms of you not moving. Well, just don't move, is my point.
Just lay here.
Just
Practice
lay there.
breathing.
This is the easiest thing I'm ever going to tell you to do in terms of mobility. But it's going to hurt like a whatever sport. Okay, so 2 minutes of just laying flat on it, and then you're going to switch sides. So make sure you locate your psoas on the other side, and put the softball in the right spot. I think only a softball works for this. So a crossball is too small, and a foam roller is not going to do you any good. Yeah, probably. There's a fairly major artery that's running through your middle.
You just have something punchy there.
Good, yeah.
Better off coming punch you like that. It won't happen.
Corey, when we were to anchor the
Yep.
where you got to say?
See those balls?
Low.
Lower.